morning to all. Today we will learn about the constructor in C Sharp in .NET technology. So our objective is to define and implement the constructor at various level in C Sharp language. So what exactly the constructor is? A constructor is a special method of the class which gets automatically invoked whenever an instance of the class is created. It means that when you create any class by using new keyword, then by default the constructor is getting invoked by the compiler. If you have defined any methodology or the instructions within that particular constructor, then accordingly the compiler will behave. So that can be called as an explicitly. Otherwise, implicit call is to be taken care by the compiler itself. So as we going ahead, that it is look like methods, but a constructor can contains the collection of instructions that are executed at the time of the object creation. The main use of constructor is to initialize the private fields of the class while creating an instance for the class. So whatever the member variable you have been defined inside your class, that is to be initialized by the constructors. So that is the main use of constructor. So by default values must be initialized. So suppose you have explicitly created the constructor and you have been initialized some variables, say for example like int a as in 100 and int b as in 200, and int a and b is the member variable of the particular class. So such constructor will initialize with the value 100 and 200 respectively. So this is about the constructors. Now moving towards, there are some certain points which you can consider for making a constructor, such as the constructor must have the same name as the class name which has been declared, and it cannot be an abstract, it cannot be a final, it cannot be a synchronized constructor, because the constructor is not having any such kind of a predefined modifiers with it. So it can have only one single static constructor. It is not having any kind of a return type because it is used to initialize the values of a member variables of a class. So that's why it does not have any kind of a return, because it is not treated as a method. Static constructor cannot be the parameterized constructor. So when you talk about for declaration of a static constructor, it cannot be parameterized. However, the normal constructors can be the parameterized, and based on the parameters value which will be given at the time of the object creation, those constructor will be invoked. So access modifiers can be used in constructor declaration to control the access of that particular constructor within other class constructor as well. So here is the list of the types of constructor which is used in C# language. One is the by default constructor, second one is the parameterized constructor, third one is copy constructor, fourth one is private constructor, and the fifth one is the static constructor. So there are 5 types of constructors available in C# language. So let's have a look at the default constructor. So a constructor without any parameters is called the default constructor. In other words, the type of constructor does not make parameters. So that is the default constructor, which can be, if called as an explicitly, then it will initialize the values which you have been declared. If you have not declared any value, so by default the compiler will assign the 0 value for the numeric field and the null value for the string field. So that is one of the drawback, that for each and every instances of that class the values will be same. So So that is one of the drawbacks. Let's have an example of this default constructor. Here you can see that there is a class addition, and here you can see that you are having an addition method which can be treated as a constructor because it is having a same name of as a class name. So here you can see that this is the addition, and you can see here that is the addition method, and that is the same name of the class. So this is the addition. So here you have declared the public method, public member variable, which has been declared as A and B, and the values has been assigned 100 and the 175 respectively. So the moment you created an object, so this call the default constructor. So default constructor, it means that addition constructor will be called, and the values has been initialized to A is equal to 100 and B is equal to 175. So likewise, you will able to access this outside because of the public access modifier. So here you understand the concept of the default constructors. So moving towards, let's have the parameterized constructors. So this is a condition that once you have to go for the parameterize, at least one parameter must be there into the parameterized constructor. The advantage of this that you can initialize each instances with the different values while creating an object. Here you can see that the para construct class is there, and the para constructor constructor is there. So with the parameterized value int x and int y, int x and int y. So likewise, the member variable A is equal to x and B is equal to y has been assigned here. So when you invoked this particular object V for this particular class para constructor and initialize the values 100 and 175, then it invoked and initialize the value of a class A and B, and likewise you will able to access it. So this is one of the example of the relation with parameterized constructor. Another one is that copy constructor. That is the beauty of this particular constructor, is that you can create the same, you can create an object with the same value of the previous object. So what we understood that, so when we create an object, then when we pass some values, in this particular example you can see that in class employee you are having employee constructor with emp. It means that you are creating you are passing the reference of the object, and here it is a parameterized constructor with string name and string age. Okay, with this you can initialize the values. Then afterwards, when you create an object and pass the object into this into the another object as a reference, then automatically the same value will be initialized. Now let's see to the next slide. So here you can see that the new employee, it means that emp1 object has been called with Vittal and 23. So this parameterized constructor has been passed to those parameters. Then afterwards, this particular emp1 has been passed as a reference to this object emp2. So what it holds, the emp1 holds the Vittal and 23. Thus likewise the same values will be assigned to the emp2. So this is the work of the copy constructors. The same details will be copied to the another object. Now another one is the private constructors. So a constructor which is created as a private specifier, so it is not possible to derived from this class. So suppose if you written any class with the private constructor, you cannot derive it. Now it is not possible to create an instance also, but it can have some static members because of they cannot be instantiated, they cannot be inherited, So it means that only the accessibility of this particular class must have the static members methods only. So because of they can be called with the name of the with the name of the classes itself. So that's why we have to implement the static method with the static members only, and all the static method will access the static members only. Now let's see an example. Here you can see the counter class is there, and one private constructor you have been created without variables, but you are having a static variable current view and one of the static method that is called visited count, and it is incrementing the static value, static member variable value. So as I already told you that the static method can only access the static variable. So that is the condition. So that's why we have declared the variable as a static, and the method is also been as a static. So how to call it? With the name of the class, you can call the member variable of as a static member variable, and as well you can call the static method also visited count. With this you will get the value 501. So here you can see that there is no object creation, because if you create an object it will give you an error. So that's why the work of the private constructor. Another one is that static constructor. So that is basically used to hold the values or perform some action throughout the application, and it can be treated as a static, and it can be invoked only once with respect to the classes instance. It will be automatically be called because of it is a static. So but it is not accepted any kind of access modifiers within the parameters. So it is a parameter less constructor which has been created inside the C#. So these are the some properties of the static constructor. It cannot accept any parameter and modifiers. The static constructor will invoke automatically whenever we create the first instance of a class. CLR will invoke the static constructor. By the static can be called because of it is already preloaded into the memory. That's why it is uh, called automatically. Okay. So only one static constructor is allowed in single class. Let's have an example. Here you can see that class test1 has been created with static variables int id and static method test1. So there is no public and all, no private, no access modifiers. Only the static keyword is to be used. So here test1.id, this particular id has been checked whether it is less than 20. Id is equal to 20. Then they have the set the value 20, else id is equal to 100. So what we have done it when we call is test1 dot print. So one method we have called to print that value. So we called it with the name of class name, and the print method has been called. So when the print method will be called, so by default value is assigned as id 0. Then we are treating checking the if condition test1 dot id as 0 is less than 10. So that's why id is equal to 20. It will print the value 20. So this is the way how the static constructor can be taken care. So both in the case of private constructor or the static constructor, we have to make use of the static member variable. So this is all about the constructor using in C#, and these are the online references links through which you can elaborate more on it, and the references books are also there. If you have any query, you can reach me out at vikas.srivastava@galgotiasuniversity.edu.in. Thank you for watching me, and give it a feedback of this particular presentation. Thank you.